All right, I'm back in. I don't know whether it can hear me. Let me see if they can hear me. Can you hear me? Somebody says I can hear you. You hear me? Yes. Okay. So I'm assuming that you all did not hear the intro that I shared about tonight's guest, right? I thank you all for hanging in there. I do not know what's going on, but let me share this about tonight's guest because I guess you didn't hear it, right? Somebody said not at all. No, no, you don't. No, you can't hear me. Yes, no. Come on now. Either y'all hear me or you don't, so I can go on. Thank you. Can you hear me? Sound Mind says no. Love Music says no. Yes, Rudy Thompson hears me. Put a one in there. Just put a one there. If you hear me, just hit one. That's the easy thing. Hit one, and so I can go on. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you. And for those of you who can't hear me, log out and log back in. How about that? But I'm going to go on. All right. All right. So let me share this. Thank you, y'all. Okay. Tonight's guest, Brother Robert McRae, said took you 20 years, right? To embrace. I'm gonna have to go. I'm looking right at you. Took you 20 years to embrace your heritage and to make use of a natural spring on your family's property in Yadkinville, North Carolina. Correct? All right. And for y'all those can't hear him very well, he is actually on my cell phone because we couldn't get his sound to come. He couldn't hear me on his phone. All right. So this spring that he has a naturally alkaline water containing 100 trace minerals, and I can tell you that it's important for us to get minerals and trace minerals because when I do AO scans for people, a lot of us are trace mineral deficient. So your spring naturally has 100 of the necessary trace minerals in it. And someone you were told, I'm not sure who told you this, but your quote is the blood of your ancestors bled out for you to have this. That's what you were told about the land, which your family's owned for what, 450 years plus, about 450 years. And so you now produce two tanker trucks, or has that increased? At the time, two trucks or 10,000 bottles of naturally alkaline water a day. You still, is it, has it? So it's more than that now. A lot more. Okay. But I don't, so it took you now, I don't know, it was 20, you were 24 years old when you were given this charge. You obviously are not 24 years old now. How long? I'm a lot younger now. You're a lot younger now. But how long did it take you to, accept, the legacy that had fallen to you? Well, when I first started out, it was 3 years after that I realized that I went on ahead and took the mission. Because I always tell people, the ancestors created have a way of diverting you back to what you're supposed to do. If we can do it willingly or unwillingly. Right. And sometimes when we do it unwillingly and kind of be stubborn about what's supposed to be done, we can take a little bit of whooping. So it took a little bit of whooping, trying to be upside down, inside out. But I finally made up my mind to go ahead and accept this challenge, getting this water, my water out to the people. And it's a lot greater than that. It's a lot bigger than that. Oh yeah, well, yeah, yeah. It's more than the water there. I mean, but the mere fact that there is now when you and I spoke, I'm trying to put my cell phone up on something so we can hear you and I don't have to hold it. I got you. Okay, trying to get it. So it's more than that. The fact that I want to go back, you know how they say, you know, that we're trying, some of us are trying to prove that we have been on the land and that we were not slaves and all of that. And here you have documented proof of land. You said about how many acres?
It's 1,000 acres total.
1,000 acres.
Yes.
That have been in your family
for over 450 years.
For over 450 years.
Yes.
So that that takes us back to what, the 1600s or?
The 1600s, late 1500s, early 1600s.
Right. So see, you know, right there, you know, this transatlantic slave narrative of all of us, you know, coming over here on slave ships and so forth. That, you know, can they justify that with a family who has owned land at least, and when you, and that would be at least 450 years and maybe longer?
Yes. Yes.
And how were you able to trace your family's lineage and ownership of the land?
Well, I actually got the documentation where the original documentation has clan written on it. So once I started talking to my great aunt.
Now, what? I'm sorry. What did it have written on it?
It has clan.
CLAN.
Yes.
Clan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it like, was it the McRae clan?
No, it was actually it's called the Yadkinville clan, AKIN. Which was one of the original name of the tribe that was in this area.
Okay. All right. And so, are those acres lived on? I mean, are they livable? I mean, can people listen? For those of you, I don't know what happened to him, but for those of you who are having issues hearing Brother McRae, I said earlier that, let me try to turn this off. I said, yes, I've lost it. I said that we were having trouble. He could not hear me. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. I'm on the phone looking at you.
Yeah, but you can't hear me. Oh, you couldn't hear. If we turned the phone off, the issue was you couldn't hear me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could bring him, y'all, through the speaker, my speaker, but he can't hear me. So, unfortunately, we just having one of those issues. There's something wrong with your computer, so you're on your phone.
Yeah.
And he could not audibly hear me. So I cannot have a Q&A with Brother McRae unless I have him on this cell phone, speakerphone, which unfortunately, y'all, is not loud. The only thing I could do is go see if I can get another speaker, you know, to put you on, to go run my phone through it. But please bear with us. I got the phone up to my speaker here, and that's the best I can do. We are having technical difficulties, and sometimes it'd be like that. Okay, so let's go back to this. So your family, you know, your family has owned this land, or the clan has owned the land. And so would you call it a allodial title, or what kind of, what?
There was before the allodial title. Allodial titles came in the late 1600s. It was way before then. So it doesn't even say allodial title on any other paperwork.
Okay. And the paperwork was like, say, maybe in your family's records, possessions, or is that okay? So that's how y'all were able to. So do you have family members still that are besides your immediate, say, your immediate family, but do you have extended family that participate in keeping the land, or tending the land, or have ownership of the?
We actually have a community out here now, all great community. We have people living on the land now. We feed the people, we kind of screen them, do background work, make sure, that we're not being infiltrated, make sure the heart is sincere about doing what we're doing out here, getting things done. So yeah, we have people out here now.
Are these people okay? Because I know that there is there's the TAMARE 2 project.
Yeah.
Tell us, y'all. Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to get this interview through, but there's some things happening technically. Let me get him back on here. No sound. He's from this continent. Okay, here we are. Okay. I don't know, lost you again. Someone said, looks like he's from this continent, Turtle Island. You are. He is. He actually is.
We always, we've been here, me and my family have been here for a long time. And we got proof, I got actual documentation to prove that.
You know what? Let me do one little thing. I don't know if they can hear you because it's kind of low, but I'm going to go and grab another speaker really quick to see if I could put, so I could, because I can't get this through. I can't get you through the speaker and they can't hear you, and they're giving me just give me a sec, okay, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get. I picked up a speaker, and gonna see if I can get you on the speaker so that folks can hear you. It's making noise. Yeah, I'm doing everything I can to. Let me
To
see.
use this feature, please make sure your app is running and can access the internet.
All right, let me see if we can get you on here. I don't know if I can get you on here. Just trying to see if I can pair it with this. Make sure in pairing mode. Oh gosh, this is one of those days I did not expect to have these. Let me see.
To use this feature, please make sure your app is running and can access the internet.
Y'all, you just gonna have to listen to the brother this way, because this is frustrating, but I know. Come back in, Naila. All right, I'm trying. Can you hear me? Are you still on here?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna have to do it this way because it is. I have to figure out what's going on. I don't know if it's just a connection between you being on the phone or whatever, or if there's any kind of, if somebody's tampering with us, because I know you wanted to talk about what's going on the land and what opportunities there are. So I'm gonna just let you talk, and hopefully, I got this phone up as loud as I can, as best I can do, and anybody that feels like it's not sufficient, then I please accept my apologies, but please stop complaining because it's distracting, okay? Because I'm not doing this on purpose. We're still trying to present in spite of. So I would appreciate that consideration. Thank you. Love y'all. All right. With that, okay. Tell us about the land. Tell us about the TAMARE 2 project. And I'm thinking, is TAMARE 2 the first TAMARE? Would that have been the one that Dr. Malachi Z. York, was that a TAMARE project? So, okay, so
That was TAMARE.
TAMARE. Okay. There's somebody telling me to tell you to get closer to your mic. Well, he's on his phone. So
I got it up as loud as we go.
okay, just continue, please. Please, no one else tell me what it sounds like, because I already know what it sounds like. So I can do one or two things. You know, I can end this and reschedule it another time when we figure it out, or you all can, you know, just be um, considerate. Please be considerate. Thank you. Now, tell us about the project.
But one of the things about the project is that years ago, over 25 years ago, we had a meeting out here, and Moors, Christians, Jews, Hebrews from all over the place, from different countries actually came out. It was about close to 800 people that actually came out to the land. And we was discussing at that time during the Iraq War, what one of the things that was looking down the road was going to really happen. And out of my mouth, on the stage talking to me, out of my mouth, I said, next war is going to be over water, but fast. And from that point on, it's work, get it done, clean up the land, prepare where we can live on the land and stay on the land and be a safe haven for us as a people. And it's been going on ever since. And in that process, you know, running across the water, I created a board and I decided we're going to sell water. But if we wanted to get the water to the people, the clean water, they actually have 108 different trace minerals.
You have now what? You said 100 and what?
108 different trace minerals natural.
Okay.
We're state and certified. Regulated by regulators. They come in, they do their inspections, they do their national testing every year, get that done. So with all that being said, one of the things that I looked at is that if everything falls, would we as a people be in a position to take care of ourselves? And the answer at that time was I hadn't seen anybody really that was pushing the issue on this kind of scale on this level. And even up to this day, it's hard to get people to understand how important it is to be in a position where, let's say you wake up tomorrow morning and the grocery store is shut down, or your favorite farmer's market is shut down. The question you have to ask yourself is how you going to eat.
Okay.
If you don't have good, clean water, we don't have water. How you going to get water? Where you going to get water from? So I was looking at, you know, get in a position where it's a safe haven for us. Where we're looking out for us first.
So when you say a safe haven for us, are you talking about melanated people or people, or are we? Is it broader than that?
Yes, I'm talking about melanated people.
Okay.
So every other group or ethnic group is looking out for themselves. So I know we should be looking out for ourselves first. And I tell anybody, I'm standing on the shoulders of those who came before me, whether it's Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, all those people that came before us, I'm standing on their shoulders. All I'm doing, standing on that foundation and going to work. And not being afraid to get the work done.
Okay, so what are you looking for? Is it, how does one, if there's, you know, because I get calls all the time, and not as many recently, it's strange, but in the previous years, I would get calls all the time from people who were, I don't know whether they were displaced or what, and mostly brothers. Sometimes it was sisters, and they were looking for opportunities. Where could they go? Where they could maybe live in a community, work on the land, work, you know, contribute their skills and abilities and be a part of that. And at the time, of course, I didn't know about the TAMARE 2 project. But if someone is listening, sees this, broadcast and says, "Hey, well, I have gardening skills, or I'm built, building. I know how to build, or I have medical skills." What are you looking for? Are you looking to, when you say make the community be self-sufficient in all of the things that a community would need, medical, education, recreation, whatever those things that we need now? Are you going on that 1,000 acres? Is the plan to put all of that there? And how would people come and be a part of that?
We're actually doing it now. Right now, we have a restaurant called Alkaline Water, and I'm looking for partnership in the restaurant from apprenticeship to entrepreneurship to ownership. We're looking for people to do the restaurant. We have a health and fitness center where we train and work out. We're looking for people who get into health, fitness, yoga, They're doing massage and everything that's necessary to keep the physical body and the mental straight. So we're looking for people for that. We're looking for people that's into the agriculture part. But we plant and we grow this time of year. We grow and plant about 90% of our food. We raise our own chickens. We raise our own guinea pigs. We raise our own turkeys. We raise our own lambs. We raise our own fruit. We raise our own fish. We raise our own fish. We're doing all that right now. It's not just talk. We're actually doing it. So we're looking for people to come and participate in it. It creates revenue, as we want to say, revenue economics for us people, even in the community. We're looking for
Distributors.
Alkaline Water is just like North Carolina. Yes, we're actually looking to be able to become a distributor. We have these two different packages that when we get offline, we present that package and the people can kind of go to a web page or to one of my other distributors. They can talk about the package, what they need to do. But again, it's a great opportunity because I always tell people there's no greater element on the planet than water. When everything else is gone, water is here. Water is the only element that's a necessity to everything. To the point where if you don't have it, everything is gone. So we're giving people opportunity to become distributors. Like I said, and open it up. Because the restaurant, we open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is a school. Where we can teach agriculture, where we can teach our children what's necessary, away from all the mess that's going on outside of us.
Okay.
So the opportunities are here. The people just gotta want to do it.
So are there living facilities on the land? Say someone is saying, well, look, I'll come down there, or should they be bringing tents or what are you?
I mean, you got to come down. I ready for them to come down. We'll talk about clearing out a spot for them where they can have and put up a house, their own facility. That way, I always tell people, I'm responsible for giving you the foundation, not building everything first. You got to help me help yourself.
Is there
help me help you help yourself?
Is there cost involved in obtaining?
Yes, there's a cost involved.
Okay. So as far as somebody coming down and wanting to homestead on the land, they would purchase or are they purchasing? Are they leasing?
They would purchase a lot. It's a forever lease.
Okay.
The reason why I'm doing it like that is because one thing is that I'm gonna sell my spot, and another thing is keeps it in the clan, it keeps it in the tribe, where everybody from generation to generation can see the benefit while we don't know.
Okay. So it's a forever lease, so it stops somebody from just taking that land and say selling it to somebody who doesn't fit the criteria or the intention. Okay. So and then as far as building, are there financial, is there assistance or some way or how are the houses built? You have contractors, construction, are there?
Where I'm dealing with a group, I'm dealing with an Amish group, where we take these Amish homes and you can build them out here on the land and construct them out on the land, and you kind of go through them to be able to take care of in-town maintenance if necessary, or if you got the finance, you just pay it up front. It's a done deal. It don't go no longer than 5 years. So we think 5 years is long enough to pay for your spot. Not 30, not 10, 15, 20, 30.
And you know what? It does. I had a conversation with someone regarding the 30-year mortgage versus, say, the automobiles. When my parents bought their house, I mean, back in the day, I think it was like something like $12,000, and they had to pay it for 30 years. We have cars now that my car probably costs $50,000, and you can purchase property for that. And you have to pay this off in anywhere from 4 to 7 years. 4 to 7 years, you can pay that. But you get a mortgage for that amount, and it's 30 years. And the interest rate is it doesn't make sense to me. When you think about it now, logically, it's like how we've been had, that we wouldn't consider the cost of a vehicle that is financed for a 3 to 7 year period now versus a home for almost the same amount, and or maybe it's twice that amount. But still, 30 years is ridiculous.
We got our priorities messed up. Our priorities are all twisted up. See, the car doesn't have a real value. The only thing you do with the car is take it, drive it, travel, and do maintenance on it. So when you're talking about land, like real estate, something real is something useful where you can grow, produce out of it. If you got natural resources, you can become a powerhouse with it. That's why they do that.
Yeah, someone asked where you were located.
I'm in North Carolina.
It's okay. It's in North Carolina, and then some. Yeah, I see where the Facebook user says did he say the Amish? Now the Amish you did, but you have an agreement with them because they have a process of building, I guess, in a more efficient manner. And are they given a very good?
Yeah, they're giving a very good price because it's almost they bought on the barter and trade. So they're giving us very good price because, like I said, we got a natural resource. If we sit at the table, they need what we want.
The water.
Yeah, they need water. Yes. And so that's why I say that's the ultimate bargain. So everybody's looking to get clean water. I got contracts over in Africa that they need clean water.
Mm-hmm. Are you sending water to Africa?
Yes. It's certain parts of Africa. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a business deal, but I'm going to, I think, 52 countries over there. I'm working on that deal as we speak. I can't say a whole lot on it, but I'm working on that deal because I got the call.
Okay. Wow. That is interesting. So I'm pretty sure that there are people that would say, I'm down. And there are. And how about if enough of us who had construction skills and ability became a part of this, then you could even probably eliminate or decrease the need to have to work with another outside group. Is that?
I want to eliminate it and decrease it. I just got to get the people with the skill. We've been trying for years, and people come in, they might say, okay, I can do it, but when they get a shot to do it, they kind of go sideways. A lot of times they say something, don't know what they want. But we need people with real skills.
So does the land already? I mean, I know that you said only about 25 acres. Is it that's actually cleared? Is that what you told me, or did you say 25%?
Yeah, I got it's really over 25 acres that's cleared, and a lot of it I cleared off myself. And it's not hard to clear land. It's just you got to be strategic, especially when you're dealing around a lot of water.
Well, what about?
We sit on top of an aquifer.
Oh, okay. So you got to be careful with. So what regarding infrastructure on the land? Any building. If you're going to build a community, you're going to have to make considerations for infrastructure, unless in the off-grid setting, if everything. I mean, are we back using like maybe septic systems and something else alternative for electric?
I build what they call a solar septic system.
Oh, okay. So you built those.
So I built it myself. So when you build it yourself, I know what I'm doing. Because a lot of old ways they doing these septic systems, or even the new way, it can cause damage to your water source. It can cause damage to your farm. So it's a way to handle your waste without even spilling on your property. Period.
Okay.
So I do that myself to make sure it's done right.
Okay. And so explain though that you said the land sits over an aquifer. So that does that mean that the majority of the land is do you know how much of the land has the water on it, or is it pretty much the whole 1,000 acres?
The whole property got water. The aquifer is over 850 feet deep. It runs about in 4 different directions. I got the paperwork for that too. It runs in 4 north, south, east, and west, approximately 4,500 miles in each direction.
4,500 miles.
4 to 500.
Oh, 4 to 500 miles. And so, is that all your property, or does it extend outside of the acreage?
Well, it extends outside. It extends outside of the acreage underground, according to their tests.
And
according to the geologist.
now, how did you all discover it?
Well, my great grandfather they had always developed this spring, but they never presented to the public. So when I came, I already knew because I was out here as a child, out here playing. We played around the spring, so I knew it was here. But when I stayed in the city for my teenage life, adult life, you know, you got away from it, but you come back and it's still there. So yeah, but they discovered it. It was here waiting for me.
Okay. And so you, though, took it further, created a bottling company, a whole system that they didn't have.
Yeah, I had a cousin that told me, she said, you just like your grandfather and your great grandfather. She said, they started the water, but you take it to another level and do it. I said, well, I was instructed to take it to the people because I know for a fact what this water is doing to help people.
And talk about what is it doing? What kinds of results have folks gotten who are regularly taking this water?
According to the people that have contacted me and got back with me, some people had kidney transplant. They drink the water. They found themselves being healed. During that process, some people have high blood pressure, healed from high blood pressure. This is coming from a testimony of a lot of people. Sugar diabetes, healed from sugar diabetes, blindness. Some people told me they was blind, legally blind, and now they use the water as eye drops and they can see very well. I mean, just a whole year.
Oh, wow. So they putting the drops in their eyes.
Yeah, they make the eye drops out of the water.
With no additional anything.
No. No.
Okay. Somebody was asking me about some zinc for their eyes that are going up. I got 3 gallons. I got 3 gallons of your water downstairs. I think I need to put it in a bottle and say, here, I got something for you.
And it's got you name the minerals. It's got in there zinc, calcium, magnesium. It's got all the minerals naturally. Nothing is added. We don't add nothing to it, nor do we take anything away from it. You get it as is. Only thing we do is trip it through a 1 micron filter.
You do what now with it?
We take it through what they call a 1 micron filtration system.
So is that like something like a filter that it runs through or something?
It just takes the settlement out.
Yeah, you were explaining to me that the water. I was telling you I had a lot of bottles and they were outside, and the water had become red. And you said, and you explained to me that that's because
you got iron in the water. The one thing I tell people is, you come out to the land, when you get a chance to come out, I'm gonna show you something. I haven't seen this anywhere else but here. Now it's in other countries that they talk about. It's called rainbow soil, where you got 9 different colors of minerals that are in the soil. Every soil has a different color. It's actually the same color as the chocolate.
So you have chocolate water. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said the more you dig, the more different colors you get to see.
Oh wow. So the water has healing properties. I mean that's really good to know.
Yeah.
That's really good to know. So it could be an eye wash or eye serum, and taking it internally. You're seeing, you're hearing back from people that they're okay. That's Canada. Now somebody might be listening, and I've had Doctors Jazz and Dr. Ark and Dr. Jazz on here who are distributors of yours, right? They Rainbow Water. And if someone is listening and they are, not close to North Carolina, but they're health conscious about the water. I mean, I'm thinking, gosh, that water should have been sent to Flint when, we talk about all of our people that got damaged harmed from that nasty water in Flint. But if someone is listening and they want to get involved and become a distributor, I'm just trying to figure out how they get the water to become a distributor, if unless they're close by you or.
Well, I got a distributor in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, in Detroit.
In Detroit, Michigan. We deliver.
Oh.
You got to pay for the trucking. You can get it up there. So yes, we can get it delivered to your area.
Mm. I think you might have somebody who has it in Ohio because I remember a,
I do.
a brother, who would call me about various and sundry things. Maybe about a year or so ago, he sent me a gallon of. I mean, I think he sent me this water. He probably spent $30, 30 notes sending me this water in this big box, and it was water. And I thought, well, that it has to be an easier way. He just wanted me to try it. But on a regular, you would want someone close by where you could get it from. So you
Yeah,
deliver.
I got a distributor in Ohio.
That's probably where they sent it to me from Ohio.
We got distributors in Ohio, DC, Atlanta. I'm working on a brother in Chicago, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. We got quite a few distributors out there.
I see. Wow. So somebody listen, in the description for the show, I have all of your contact information. So if anybody is listening and they're interested, not only in the water, but they want to know about the land, and they want to know about, they can contact you
Yeah.
on there. And I'm gonna put your email address up. But all of that information, you are on Facebook, um, Instagram, uh, YouTube. Tell us about the Essence magazine coverage that was in 2020. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, one of the things that how that happened is that we ended up in Jacksonville, Florida. We got on the news in Jacksonville, Florida because they wanted to know about the water. There was this big church organization.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young lady by the name of Dr. Taylor who was actually one of the distributors and not an owner of a company. We did an interview up there in Florida, and from that point, just people started calling on the phone to pick it up. I turned down CNN. I turned down a lot of big corporate newspaper people because I want to keep it in our hands. We know they'll change the narrative of a story, and they'll push it. So I'm very mindful of that. Very careful who I do interviews with, who I talk to, how I do it, what I say, and when to say it.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think I have that right. Is that yeah? Um,
Yeah.
that Essence magazine, I think is no longer in our control, but
A lot of it's out of our control. We
yeah.
we surprised behind the scenes who control it.
Yeah, a lot of these magazines and so forth, though, and you could kind of tell. You could tell when you start seeing these, uh, where you see a lot of advertisements and a lot of multicultural. It's not the things that we used to be able to specifically report on. Now it's very diluted and convoluted. So, but it was very good that happened, and I've seen you were able to send me news articles, TV segments, and so forth and so on, what you were doing. And I think the important thing is, though, that there is an opportunity. There is an opportunity to expand, and to come together as a people. And you have, and we have more time to talk about, but you have something coming up.
It's the Alkaline Festival.
Alkaline Festival, and that's going to be
July 2nd.
okay. So, if someone is there a cost involved with that, or is there?
Yes, it is. If they go to heavyenergy.com, they pull up heavyenergy.com. They can pull up the information on there.
And could you give me that, because you didn't give me that, so I'll put it up here. What energy?
It's called Heavy.
Oh, H
INER. Yeah.
Or heavy.
Heavyenergy.com.
Okay, and that is for the Alkaline Festival.
Yeah, or they can go to it. They can go to soulsociety.com and pull it up also.
Okay, so that way they get a chance to see the land.
Yeah, they get a chance to see the land, get opportunity to come to the restaurant, get opportunity to come to the gym. We also setting up after this event, we're going to actually set up our own movie theater where we can come on our own land and enjoy our own movies, lectures, whatever we want to enjoy on the land.
Okay. So here we go. So Alkaline Festival, July 2nd, 2022. For information, heavy energy with an I. I-N what?
It's 2 E's.
Oh, okay. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. Let me fix it. I
Actually, once we get up, I have to send you a flyer. I thought I had sent that to you.
No. Okay. So, all right. Let me make sure I got this right. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's an Alkaline Festival coming up July 2nd, 2022 in Yadkinville. What is that near? I mean, if it's, it's not a familiar name. So, you know things like.
Yeah, Yadkinville, what a lot of people don't know about Yadkinville, it's an unincorporated area. It's a historical area. If you look up the battle, it's called the Battle of Shuttleport. You'll be able to find a lot of information out here.
So
it's considered a watershed area.
So it's unincorporated, meaning the county and all that, they don't have any jurisdiction or.
They don't have no jurisdiction, nor do we have any representation down in their particular city.
Now I remember, recently, a year or two ago, it was a group of like 19 families that purchased land somewhere in Georgia, and they were going to form their own. I guess if there was a certain number of people got together, you create your own. What is it? Community.
You want your own community.
Community, right?
Yeah.
So, are you already considered a community as it is right now, or?
Yeah, yes, we are. We're all great community. We got 13 homes now and still building.
Okay, so I know you told me about some have come down for events and never left.
Yeah, some of them came down. They pitched their tent. They never left. They actually purchased a lot. I don't like to say purchased. They got their lot, and they've been here ever since. And they ain't planning on going there. As a matter of fact, other people coming down for the event is planning on getting their lot in.
Okay. So are some of these lots in the areas that have yet to be cleared, or are these?
Yeah, some of them have to be cleared. We'll clear it all. We'll see what it costs to get it cleared off. We're taking to do a lot of the clearing and start the process of building.
Are the lot sizes identical, or if some? I know you mentioned tiny houses. I've seen them on YouTube, but I'm not a tiny possession individual. Someone who has, I need to downsize, but say someone who says, well, I need a little bit bigger space. Or are you keeping everything to a certain lot size?
Well, most of these houses out here, they got anywhere from 1 to 3 bedrooms. A bathroom and a half. It's still considered a tiny house. It's just how you design your stuff.
Okay.
We're so used to that. That's always been our problem. We're used to get these big old houses, and I tell people you can only live in one room at a time.
Well, I mean, people have possessions and things like that. So, I guess the more space you have, the more things you want to put in the space. So
the more you can dump it up.
You gotta learn how to downsize. Let me look to see if there are any questions. Elka, see, down in New Orleans, you got French base. My mom, bro, used to use water for ailments all the time. Never went to a doctor. Someone said, said let me just pull this up. Said my mom and grandmom used to use alkaline water for ailments all the time. Never went to a doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Dr. G, here's the thing what most people don't know. If you remember back in the day when you get an upset stomach, what was the first thing that you grabbed? They said, take this Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah, Alka-Seltzer. So that's alkaline.
Alkaline. See, it was going over our head. All we know it made us feel better.
Yeah, so it could have been, but it had that fizz. It was that plop, 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 fizz. So, I mean, I'm sure the water does not have a fizz in it, but it does have the medicinal qualities that needs. And that Yeah. And the stuff, let's talk about some of these waters that we obtain, you know, I got some water the other day. I'll just say it has numbers on it, like 88. And okay, that water, okay, last week week before last, at Sprouts, it was on sale, 2 gallons for $5, which was something, and we were saving like seven something on it. So that meant they're charging about six something a gallon now for something like that. And then the other day I went in, it was now 2 gallons for $7, still on sale, but they upped it by $2 a week later. But these things are not natural, right?
They're definitely not natural. See, one of the problems, if we go back and we remember when, quote unquote, this COVID hit, a lot of the water companies had problems cleaning the water. And the reason why they had problems cleaning the water is because the product that they got shipped out of China, they used to try to clean the water with.
Now, say, wait a minute, hold a minute. Say that again. What were they trying to clean the water that?
The product that they used to try to clean the water was stuck on the ships.
Oh.
And so they had to kind of cut back or improvise. And a lot of them got in trouble because they had E. coli in their water. A lot of when they tested fecal matter, a lot of stuff was in their water that they couldn't clean because the water that they're getting is most of them coming from a municipal source.
So they're pretty much pouring that water in and bottling water that we would just get that has not been properly. Well, first of all, it wasn't good water from the get go because of all of the waste that goes pre-treated, right? Yeah, because the water, yeah. So, and even the treatment process. Now we're talking chemicals and things that may be harmful, fluoride and one of the things that I personally have been concerned with is what's in the water now that all of these people, not the ones that have the quote unquote C, but the ones that got the quote unquote V. Because I think the C was a ploy for the V. You know how I think the C created the necessity that they what for that, and that the C was just a hoax, but the V, that's the KS, I call it, the K shot.
Well, we have to understand is that, and I told people I went to Florida and I did a lecture in Florida talking about water, and I asked for a cup. And the people said, well, what do you want the cup for? I said, I want to go back in the back, and I want to feed the water, I want to come out, I want to drink it. Everybody said, oh, that's bad. I said, but wait a minute. I said, if you drink any municipal source of water, it's everybody's product in it.
Yeah.
And everybody that comes in that particular town, that particular city, that particular state. And I said, we don't never think about this stuff until somebody brings to our attention.
Right.
I mean, and everybody mouth that hit the floor. And I said, and the sad part is they can't really clean it. And that's why people now, there's two fast businesses that's going faster than any business on the planet. And that's the hospitals and the morgue.
So here's a question here. I'll put it up here. Noble Sharif, can I come live over there on that land with my Matt D, American state citizen, and well, identification?
Of course you can. You come live where you want to live. Nobody, look, the whole thing is, as we used to sing a song back in the day, this land is your land, this land is my land. I'm just the keeper of the vineyard. I just got to make sure it stays straight and the right people is out here and it stays clean. So we know what can happen when you get a bunch of people that pack food.
I'm going to actually put back your contact information for anyone that is interested in more information about the land or the water. You should be able to reach out to Brother McRae via that email address. So I'm going to leave that up, of course. And the festival is probably a good time for them to come if they're
Yeah.
looking to be at it.
That'll be the best time from the conference. They want to sit down and really talk. Because a lot of times what people don't know, behind the scenes, I'm very busy because I'm talking about, you talking about going through, running a business, starting new business, not to keep them, but to be able to pass them over to people who say they want to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do.
Okay, so you're like a business incubator, or you get them started, and then look for, in hopes that others will pick it up, and then it'll be a contribution to the community that's there.
Exactly.
All right. So your vision is that no one should have to do anything for anyone outside. They should not have to go outside of the land for whatever they need. Now, have you ever had state of North Carolina or anyone county and around and counties or anything around here try to infringe on, or because we know that they're
I have had state inspectors ask questions when they want to know who gave me permission to do certain stuff. And all I tell them, I say, you better go check your records. I said, go check your records. And I guess after they check their records, they back off. They wait a minute. We don't need permission. Matter of fact, we got to call him. If we decide we want to come and talk to them, they have to call me to even come on the phone.
Because they have no jurisdiction. They have no jurisdiction.
Exactly. And they for the moment they have respected that. For years they have respected it. So, and then I don't make a lot of enemies. I try to befriend people so we can all have a clear understanding of how we move. I'm not here to destroy you. You're not here to hopefully not try to destroy me. But if we have to fight, we'll fight. But I'd rather be at peace and move in peace so we can work as a unit, as a community.
And that's the best thing. That's the best way. That is the best way. I'm looking at somebody. What also says it's 67 white and what? Okay, what? I'm not sure if they're asking if they would own the land and the building. I guess that's
They'll never be able to own the land. Because the way we got it set up in the plan and the plan, it's not going to be one owner. Because what happens, when people start owning something, or let's say they keep dissatisfied, or they want to move, they start trying to sell out parts. And that opens the door for the strange people to come in. So I've learned a lesson from those before me. So we operate different.
So what they're purchasing, you said, is a lifetime lease. And to be honest with you, you purchase a home in these city municipalities and so forth. You look at your deed and it says that you're a tenant anyway.
Exactly. They never own it.
Right.
I mean, if you can find a way to own it, then they don't own the resources. Then that's the problem. They don't own the power to go to the land. They don't own the water to go to the land. They don't own anything to it. Out here, we own everything. We own our own power source, our own water source, and our own food source.
Yeah. Question is, how far is the land from Charlotte?
It depends on what part of Charlotte. About an hour and 20 minutes, if that.
Okay. I'm looking. Because to me, a lot of folks are looking to get out. Like again, what question? Yadkinville, North Carolina, which is about, you said, I don't know, the closest known part of North Carolina. A name. What's it closest to that we would recognize? I know my friends Deborah and Dennis come down from Greensboro or over. I don't know where they're coming up over there.
You come from Greensboro, Carnegie, Winston-Salem, Louisville, Clemens, and Yadkinville. So I'm from Greensboro. I'm like 40 minutes from Greensboro.
Okay, so that gives you a perspective. If you're familiar with Greensboro, North Carolina, then yeah, okay, that's what I was trying to get, so that prospectively somebody would know, because there's some questions about where you're located. But again, reach out, send an inquiry email to Brother McRae at EMAU. And no, there's not an N there. First time I saw his email address, I was thinking it's supposed to be Emmanuel. He's like, no.
It's MUL. A lot of people don't even know what MUL really means.
Neither do.
He's the one to reveal things at the end of time.
Say it again.
MUL means that he's the one to reveal things at the end of time.
Okay. The hidden one who reveals things at the end of time.
Yeah.
Wow. So that is yeah. And this water, you said you spoke it a long time ago that the war was going to be about water, and
Yeah.
we need water. We need water.
You got to have it. We don't have a choice.
Someone was saying that they live in DC. They're not interested in being, I think they said DC, they weren't interested in being a distributor, but they wanted to know and where they could get water. I think they said Maryland, rather.
We got people in Maryland also.
So do you have like a list that's where some you could send them and say a distributor's list? Like if they say, I'm in so-and-so, I'm in Maryland. Can you?
Yeah, I can definitely send the list to you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then there's a list, and that then you could reach out to the distributor that's closest to you and to get water. And I mean I'm at the point now when I started thinking about it, brushing my teeth. Now I have a big Berkey in the kitchen, but I was going to get a big Berkey for the bathroom, so that the water at least that I instead of taking it right out of the because you get these fancy faucets. And I got a fancy faucet that looks like a trough. You know how you used to do like this, and the water would come out the trough, like the trough. Well, the water comes out of a trough thing, but then I was like, oh my goodness, I can't put a filter on that thing because it's not shaped like it's a trough. It's not. So I'm thinking, if I brush my teeth and I put this stuff in my mouth, I don't know what's in this water. You know what I mean? So you also have a bottle of something, filtered water, that you keep, beside in your bathroom or whatever, because again, you are consuming everything that went into that water.
Right now, 95% of the world having fecal matter problems with their water.
Ugh.
95%. Look it up. That's a fact.
Now, when you're talking about, we're talking water, bottled water.
We're talking about even in bottled water. Because most of the bottled water is coming from real municipal sources.
How do they get around? How do they get to do that? How do they get to take water from municipal sources, put it in plastic bottles, and sell it as if it was, and call it spring water?
It's all politics. It's all politics behind the scenes. They've been doing this for a long time. You go to Michigan with the Lake Michigan. They go up there and they set up a bottled water plant on Lake Michigan, and they get hundreds of thousands of gallons every day. That belongs to the people. But yet they take the same water and sell it right back to the people. They do it all the time.
You got something called so-and-so springs, P springs. I'm not going to say water and things like that, but it might just come from a lake or something.
Most of the water comes from above ground springs or lakes.
Wow.
Which is very acidic.
Wow. Well, learned something. I did not know that. I mean, I knew that the waters have levels. They have different levels of alkalinity. They have. They were saying at one point that the Dollar Tree water had a higher pH than some of the water that you paid.
Anytime you buy water from most of these grocery stores, they are chemically induced. They are sharp. They go through some kind of alkaline filtration system, and all of it causes problems. After 30 days of using that stuff, it causes problems. It goes in reverse. And especially that one they call reverse osmosis.
Oh my! I was getting ready to say this because there's a Whole Foods that has a machine there, and you could go and you push whether you want alkaline or reverse osmosis, and you get it.
Very dangerous.
So it's dangerous as far as what it does in your body.
Yeah, what it does to your body. anything that goes in your body can cause you to have cancer, any kind of health ailment, you don't want it. Get rid of it. Including that man-made water or that process that they're
Wow. That's interesting. That is actually scary. You know, it's really scary.
Well, remember what we were told. If all the leaders that came before us, I always go back to even Elijah Muhammad said the last thing that they're going to do to us is they're going to poison the food, poison the water, and give me that water. He said that.
Right.
And if you go back and study all the other ones before him, they said the same thing. So that's exactly what's happening today. The water is poison, the food is poison, the air is poison, and it's poison the mindset of the people. I tell people, eat right, drink right, you'll begin to think right.
That's right.
If you consume filth, you think filth.
So let me ask you this. I'm just going to throw it out there. So the land is just for melanated people.
Yeah, it's just for melanated people.
So if someone is melanated, a man is melanated, but he matrimonied himself to an Albion, modern European, then they could not live on the land together.
Well, I don't want to say it's like that per se, but what I am saying is that we're gonna keep it clean.
We're gonna keep
it very clean.
All right. So.
And the reason why I say we keep it clean, even I always say all kin folks ain't your kin folks.
Right.
Just because they look like you don't mean they do.
True.
Those who understand that time, or overstand that time. So my whole thing is, we've been coming in. Of course, we're gonna check background. We go what's your appellation, what name was you born with, et cetera, et cetera. So we got ways of checking things. We know if you're gonna come correct, if you're gonna come sideways.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think when it's all said and done? What are your plans for the development of the remainder of the acreage? Do you see all of it being becoming community? So and if so, approximately, if you know, how many homesteads could be on that land?
Right now, the next 4 or 5 years, I'm looking at, and that's just a small projection. I'm looking at having 60 homes out here. 60 homes. A family of 4, maybe a family of 3, a family of 4, depends on how many children they have. And one of the things I want to establish, we are establishing, is a meditation and birthing center, a grocery store, a hair salon, barbershop. Everything that we got on the outside, we're going to be on the inside. Why am I doing that? Because all the dollars that we generate, we should turn that what they want to consider black economics. And as one of the brothers put out, we want to continue to turn it over so we can build. It's not so much as the money is per se, but it's what you can do with it as far as building your own communities and having the things we think we desire to have. That's what we try to do. So are you forming government? Because what's the structure there for we got taxation or? We got government stuff in place. We formed our own government, our own community, under that government. Because we got everything got rules. Where there's no rules, there's chaos. Right. So we have rules that we go by, and it's simple. We keep the rules very simple. So anybody that breaks these rules, we already know their intention. So are there any plans to create or have your own form of currency? I know you mentioned barter with the Amish, but we're looking at having our own form of currency when that time comes. I've been looking at, for the last 10, 15 years, I've been looking at different things. I would even went to other people that's not of our race and spoke with them and look at their currency and how they're set up and structured to business. In other words, you take the picture. The picture, they're trading with different stores, grocery stores, shops. They're doing a whole lot of things with what they call a picture. Is Penta P?
And that's a form of currency, or is that a group?
Currency that they generate for their community and outside their community.
Now, who are they?
I don't know the name of the group. It's been a while since I've been up there spoke with them. But when I went up there, the European group or Caucasian group, they're doing it, and they have grown tremendously right here in North Carolina doing that.
So it can be done, but most people are afraid, and I know, maybe gold and silver, which is I deal in silver, but that's a good thing to have as a foundation. Maybe when you create something, you need to back it up with something.
But you hit it on the head. But I tell people, gold and silver is okay.
You says what?
Water is better.
Huh?
I say gold and silver is okay, but water is better.
Oh well, yeah, because we need that from a standpoint of nourishment. And I get it. I mean, but you're saying you can use that water as a form of barter.
In other words, I can sit in my driveway, and when people need water and they got gold and silver, I can barter.
Mm-hmm.
I can barter with other countries.
Mm-hmm.
That's dealing with gold and silver, which is water. And in reality, that's what we have been doing. I don't want to say too much on here, but it's a lot of power moves that you play.
Right. So, wow.
Based on this water.
Well, that's let me just see if there are any more comments and questions. And I do so apologize, y'all, for the sound, but this is the best we could do under the circumstances. Something happened, and I had to bring Brother McRae on my speakerphone because he could not hear me on StreamYard, and I don't even know. When I came out and went back in, we didn't even test it to see. But you don't hear me anyway, so you probably wouldn't hear me if I brought you back on there. But let me just see if there are any more questions or comments that we can share. Sounds good. Oh, okay. All homeowners. Well, yeah. What Brother Noble Sharif Reason Bay. You should reach out to Brother McRae. Make sure you put that email address down and reach out to him if you're willing to help. I know that you're looking for genuine help. So, water. So, for all of your life, have you ever lived anywhere else other than on the land?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
I used to say, city called Winston-Salem, better known as Wassalam, city founded in peace.
And you keep. Okay.
North Carolina.
So you weren't.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
So you, but right now, pretty much everything that you all consume or drink, you grow or raise right there on the.
A lot of the fruit, a lot of the vegetables. We raise cherry trees, peach trees, plum trees, pear trees, apple trees, banana trees, lemon trees.
You got bananas down there in North Carolina?
Yes, we grow banana trees.
With bananas on them. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you got a little bit like almost everything, and then you have those are fruits, and then you have vegetables. You said I saw where Brother Dennis Smith put in there something about how the squash salad was so good or something like that. In your, I saw a comment in there. Yeah. Oh, here's a question. What is the elevation of the land, and how much are you inland from the ocean?
We're probably about 6 hours out away from the ocean, and we're over 18,000 feet above sea level.
Okay. So I don't know.
And the way the land is designed and set up, we got what they call rollovers. So when people get flooded, we're not.
Okay. You have what's it called?
It's called rollovers.
Rollovers. Okay.
Yeah. Anybody that know landscaping know what rollovers are.
So it's stuff you have valley type things where the water would catch the water. Yeah.
And then the water would run off and take off the land very fast.
And that's good to know. That's good to
Yeah.
know. It's good to know.
We have storms. The thing is, we have storms 5 miles outside of us it get hit, and then 5 miles in front of us get hit. It never hit the land. Ever since I've been out here, a storm never hit the land.
You get rain, but you don't get like those destructive storms.
But as far as stuff getting show up and like everything outside of it, it just skip over the jump. And I'm very thankful for that and grateful.
Yeah. Ancestors watching over the land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Well, yeah. So.
And those who come to the event, they're going to have a good time. They're going to learn a whole lot. You'll hear people calling me Chief Emuel. A lot of people, that's what I'm known amongst tribal people, Chief Emuel.
I've seen the pictures of you in full headdress.
Yeah.
And you're yeah, and you're that's on the land, yeah, and you're so okay, so Chief Emuel.
Yeah.
Let's give you we'll give you your respect, Chief. So it is interesting just to know that we hear all of these stories about everybody, you know, us coming over here on ships, and you know, there's enough of us now that know better and are working to refute that. But then to meet someone like yourself who is on property that's been in the family 400 plus years and don't, you know, and weren't there working, you know, as slaves, but owning your own property, owning your own land. And so it just goes to show that there are probably other pockets of places where they didn't get it all. We just, the illusion is that they give out to us is that they did, but they, you know, you're proof positive that that's not true.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing. So I'm like, if you all are there with 1,000 acres, you know, I hear a lot of folks who have come north and the land, the family loses the land because it's in the family, and the northern family members or kinfolk come back and, like you were saying, sell off. They want to sell their part. Like that's what happened in the Geechee Gullah area. They talk about how a lot of non Geechee Gullahs, but a lot of Albions have acquired the land because people have sold their shares just because, well, I'm not going to live there. And they've taken away the sanctity of that. And they've got all these, you know, vacation places for other folk.
And that's why we picked it up where even family members can't do anything with it. I had to end up picking that up. But I did, I put up on what they consider a foreign trust, grandfather to back up under the claim.
Mm-hmm.
So that's protected. And then I did something that was unheard of, and they could not believe it up at the courtroom, at the courthouse, as they want to call it. I took it and put a lien on myself.
Okay.
And the land.
Okay.
And that Tom who said that was brilliant. He said, we never seen that move before.
Okay, so that must be like that's you dropping a jewel there, right?
Yes. Yes.
So you leaned yourself.
I lean myself. I lean the land and myself.
So when you said you leaned yourself, how did you connect yourself to the land in such a way that you could lean, that you know, was it like?
I grandfather, I did it up through a trust, and grandfather did back up under the claim. That's
Okay.
how I was able to do it.
Okay. And they signed off on it.
Well, back up under that claim, then I own it, and I put a lien on everything.
Okay. And so these are things that folks need to know because, you know, so when you talk about government, a lot of different governments I've heard about now, when they're created, they want the membership to bring everything that they personally possess under the trust of the government organization. Is it that kind of
No, I don't want your personal stuff up on me.
Okay.
Your personal stuff is on you.
Okay, so if that's the case, if folks want to come and be a part, do you have services there that would teach and help them do what you did with what they have?
Yeah, I mean, I got people that I deal with, people that don't mind teaching when you show yourself worthy of having it. Because a lot of times it took me years to get to this point. So you got to show yourself approved.
Right, right, right. So that's yeah. I'm just putting that out there because I know everybody's always talking about their trust documents or getting the trust, and it's varied. It's, as to what, who, what, and you coming into these certain organizations, and then they want to put your stuff under their trust. Sometimes they do it without you even knowing that what you signed away was everything you own, but just to be a part of them.
I've had people that try that, and I always ask them a question. I say, why would I put my things that I was blessed with up under you? I'm not asking you to do that with me. So never ask me to do that with you. And if somebody comes to me that way, then I don't even bother. I don't fool with them.
Yeah.
Because I know what they're trying to do.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. That's good.
Usually it's those paper chapters.
Yeah. Someone wanted to know if you have a Facebook page. You do.
Yeah.
It is it's Alkaline Water.
Alkaline Water LLC.
Okay. So Facebook, yeah. I'll type it in the chat. Facebook page is LIVEAL. Okay, water. Okay. There you go. So there's the Facebook page, and I think that's the same thing for IG. I should have put IG and Facebook there.
Yeah.
Instagram and
Fix the Live Alkaline Water Instagram page.
right. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah. It'll put it all up.
Okay.
It'll bring it all together.
Mm-hmm. The next question is, what kind of corpse are they? Yeah, deposit with them and it becomes yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure some never some keep it. I really what's this? I really need help with this. Keep pushing it. 2018. Yes, you can email him. You can email him. Yeah. So yeah, you certainly can. That's why more is need to populate the area. Okay. Yeah. Well, reach out. You mean it says? Yeah. Oh, this was a question that said that when you said keep it clan, and no, you'd right track because clan is proper, tribe is Roman, tribunal. I don't know. Did you say clan or clean? I'm not sure what you.
I said we keep it clean, but you also keep it up under the clan.
Okay, you're right.
And see, because that's the original. Like that's the original language and documents. Anything after that became tribe or became whatever they want to name it, but on documents.
Yeah. Someone's asking about what about distilled water. I don't know what you're asking about distilled water. I do know one thing. If you drink
water, dead water.
Right.
And whatever minerals in your body is left,
it depletes.
Water will pull it out.
Listen, I did a AO scan for 3 family members that domicile in Trinidad, and they all adults, but like they live in the same household. Every one of them had trace mineral deficiency, and then I found out that for the last couple of years they have a distiller, and they've been drinking distilled water, and the scan kept saying trace minerals. They need trace minerals. All 3 of them, because they were, just to say, you eat the same way, drink the same way, whatever, you get the same results. And I guess they thought because it was distilled that it was clean, but it actually was, like you said, not only was it not giving them any minerals, but it was depleting that which they did have naturally in them. And they all were suffering from a trace mineral deficiency.
And not only that, it's just like then you boil dirt. Because that's basically what they were doing, trying to boil dirt.
I mean, the process of sometimes they'll say, use distilled water for XYZ, something for a short period of time. But besides cleaning out your, putting it in your iron, so that, is there any, your iron that you iron your clothes, is there any reason for a human or us to to consume distilled water?
No. There's no real reason. The Creator designed the water to have minerals, natural minerals in it for our body. Because we're part of everything. We're part of the earth, the dirt, everything. We're part of it. So guess what? All this stuff is coming together. I'm doing a class. I'll be setting up a class teaching on this.
Mm-hmm.
From the cells, the different color cells, the different color shoppers, the different color food, the purpose of the food, the name of it. I'm getting ready to do a whole color. I'm probably about a free series or a class on that. So people can understand how important getting the right water, right minerals, the right food at the right time for the body and for the cells.
Wow. Well, that is going to be on like Zoom or Facebook or.
I'm setting it up. It'll be out to July 2nd though, but I'm probably most likely to have it on Zoom.
Okay.
But it'll be a class. It'll be a private class, but I get information out to you so you pass it out to the audience once I get it set up like I need to.
Well.
Because they definitely need to understand, the correlation between the different colors of the food, the different colors of your chopper, the different colors of the mineral, and what role all those play. All the way up to your spiritual being.
Right. Well, I think that this is, this information though that you're sharing is very good, and hopefully July 2nd you'll get some folks that'll make the trip, get the register and come out for the event. Wish I could come down, but I don't think for me right now it's a little bit close to some other things that I'm doing, but I encourage the viewers to consider going, and I could also encourage anybody that's thinking about maybe becoming a distributor to you go get in touch with you, either go, and I guess do you bottle in a different location though?
I own a bottling plant.
Okay.
250,000 square feet.
Okay. Is that on the land or is that somewhere else?
That's in the city.
Okay. So you have to transport the water.
I own two tanker trucks.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well then, yeah. So if somebody's interested though to get started, they can, like I said, they have to be in a position to be able to have that, either transport that water, have it shipped rather, or come down and bring the water back to wherever they are for distribution. Yeah. So I remember, now that I think about it, because that your logo, live alkaline water with the band. I remember there was an event here last summer that Dr. Umar Johnson had, and there was someone here selling that water.
One of my distributors is probably Born King or T. Wall.
Well, they were here, and they had the water then. But you were telling me, how did you end up with that logo with the man as an eye?
Well, I call it, I don't like to call it dream, but a vision, and saw it in a vision. And when I woke up, he said, go get everything trademarked with the third. So I did all that. But what most people don't understand about live alkaline water, the scripture says know the law of the land. And if you take the word live alkaline water and abbreviate it, what do you get? You get LAW, you get the word law.
Ah, okay.
And I understand what it's telling me to do. I tell people, I told me Florida, when I was up there in Miami, Florida, I said I have that water barrier that the scripture talks about. Heralding the Aquarian age. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That is, it's good to know who you are, because a lot of folks don't know who they are, what they're called to do, as a purpose, and
certainly and certainly you're getting stuff done, and certainly there are folks that are already benefiting from your obedience to your assignment. If you have distributors all over the country.
Have 30 distributors.
30, okay. And then I would assume you have lots of folks that come right to you.
They love it. I always ask people this question: do you know where your water come from? Can you show and prove that all the water brands that you get now that you drink, and you tell me exactly where it come from, and have you been there? If not, you cannot verify the source.
Well, I have dear friends that come right to you.
Yeah.
and yeah, so I'm going to see them probably in next month, and I'm expecting 5-gallon bottles.
There you go.
Of what?
I always tell people, but you got to ask yourself that question: whether it's Fiji, Aquafina, Dasani, Deer Park, can they verify their source if they bragging and boasting about a particular source of water?
Cannot.
If you cannot verify it, that's false information.
That's true. I don't know. All we know is what they say.
Exactly. We say, if we go by what they say, that's why we're in trouble.
That's why we're drinking stuff and not you're getting hydrated, but you're not getting the nutrients that you should be getting.
But then you get hydrated because salt dehydrates you. And if you got carbon byproducts in there, that dehydrates.
Wow.
Make you sick.
But a lot of waters for me, I just don't like the taste of water. You know what I mean? Just don't like the taste of water. So it just, you put a whole bunch of waters and put them in the same cup. And, you could definitely, water to me should taste like water. I would think that there should be a consistency in what water tastes like. But we need to know, I guess, until we get some live alkaline water, we don't know. Live alkaline water, we have, that's the standard, the gold standard, and anything other than that, you should be able to judge it based on how does it taste in regards to that, taste wise. But it's more than taste.
You know what? One songwriter wrote, "How does it feel? How does it make you feel?"
Yeah. Well, but they weren't talking about water. But the water. Yeah, when it's good, it's good. When you can get. I know sometimes I've been so thirsty, and then didn't drink water, but then I got something in me, took a cup of the right water, and your body just went. It's like a never-ending. You just go because your body is you're dehydrated.
Exactly.
And the reason why I think I suffer from dehydration is, for the most part, I don't like the taste of the waters, the bottled waters that are out there. So. But anyway, let me just see. I'm going to see if there are any more. We've had some, we've had these technical difficulties, and I definitely, not that this one isn't important, because this is very important, but I have a big broadcast on Friday coming up. So I'm sorry that you had to be the sacrificial lamb for that, for the issues.
That's okay. You don't have to apologize for it. We'll see you again. We'll definitely talk again.
Right. So we definitely, this coming Friday, Brother Grand Sheik Taj Tariq Bey is going to be on, along with Rod Hayes, who I spoke to on your behalf, and so I'll give you that information. But anyway, they're going to be on, and I know that is going to be, it's going to garner a lot of curiosity and so forth. And if I'm already now saying, okay, let me figure out what's going on with the system before Friday, because I need to not have 1,000 folks on here screaming and hollering about what I can't hear, because you just don't want to do that. But I do appreciate, you all that you do, and that you stepped up to the plate and took your calling seriously, and how you're helping people. I'm definitely going to put some of your water in a little bottle with a dropper and give it to my husband because he's complaining about his eyes and say, here, I got something for you.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and I just think anyone who's listening um, should reach out to you. I kept your email up there and they can, figure out, one, either how to become part of what you're doing on TAMARE 2 project, or and I'm like you said, you're looking for folks that bring their skills and their expertise, and to be able to contribute to the land. So if somebody's got, they may not have finance, but they have skills. That's barter, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you can come and bring. I would assume you may have to bring a tent first until you get your, build yourself something so that
we do what we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it sounds interesting. It sounds good. It sounds like there's a lot of folks I know these days that are displaced, but you don't want people that are just displaced and not wanting and nothing to bring to the table. But people fall on hard times, but they could come and be a part of a growing community, and I think that's very good. So is there anything, I know we haven't gone the full, we kind of had some problems at the beginning, but we haven't gone the same. I'm not sure. I don't want to pick your brain over and over again, but is anything that you want to share with the audience before we do go? Just so things of importance. It can be about the land, it can be about the water, it can be about anything you're doing. But I want to give you an opportunity to share that with us at this point.
Well, I always tell people the talking is over. It's time to do it. I say, what good is to have knowledge if you don't utilize it? What good is to have faith to talk about spirit if we don't move on it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, let's make it happen. Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. If we do it, like the old saying, I'm sure you're familiar with this. We eat a plate and stand in the room with everybody listening. So when you're doing it and you step in the room, everybody go in. Let's not just be talking. Let's be doing.
Absolutely. And it's time out for that anyway. And let's stop fighting. That's what this requires cooperation.
Exactly.
And so that's the thing that we are, folks are complaining about or talking about, not complaining about how there's so many fractions and factions of us. And this is an opportunity for us to come together. Now, not every Moor can fit on 1,000 acres of land, but this becomes the model. Certainly.
There you go. But see, most people don't have no idea how big 1,000 acres is.
I can imagine it might be pretty big.
You can take 50 acres and put 400 units on it.
On
That's 400 families.
Okay, on 50 acres. Okay.
50 acres and put 400 units, which is apartment complexes, which are units, and have 400 families. I know that for a fact.
Okay, so quite a few could be there. Yeah. I think it will take adapting to a different lifestyle, maybe.
Yes, it does. But see, most people being forced. Anytime you got people becoming homeless, have nowhere to go, they're being forced to adapt to a totally different lifestyle.
Right. You're right about that. But we have got to unhinge ourselves from all of the things that we have become accustomed to, because you know how the scripture said, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Well, the Lord is in the taketh away mode right now for a lot of people, taking away rights and taking away privileges and taking away our ability to just go to the pump and put some gas and go, because now taking away our ability to go into the grocery store and be able to afford something. A lot of things are being taken away that were given and that were taken for granted. Now they're being taken away. So
it's that time anyway, because we got to go back to what I was from the beginning. As was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end.
Right.
And he said, "Come out of her, my people." You got to come out of that system, out of that matrix.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
So coming out of that matrix and out of that system, you protect it. But as long as you you stay in that matrix up under that system, you very vulnerable.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's it. It's you give somebody. It's just like drugs. You know, a dealer will give get a person hooked and give you free samples, and then when
Yeah.
you're hooked, you got to pay for it.
You
And
got
it's
to pay for it. And that's what, believe it or not, that's what we're paying for. People got hooked, our parents got hooked, our great ancestors got hooked, and we're paying the ultimate price. And that's what I like.
yes, 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 and yes. Again, you are so right. And starting with like something simple but necessary as water,
That's right.
and clean water at that, you know, because
That's
you can
right.
get water. And I guess, you know, when you think about it, you might as well just, you know, go scoop water out the toilet basically, you know, while we're drinking.
Most of the water, that's where they get it from anyway. Unfortunately, that's the fact.
Really?
I used to work at a water treatment plant, so I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have a water treatment plant right over here where I live, near where I domicile, and my husband works for the water department, so I know too. They're very you know, chemicals and so forth. But I've walked along where the water comes from. We have a place called the Brandywine, and you see this white bubbling up stuff where, you know, in the creek.
White foam on
White
top
foam.
on top of the feces and everything.
Is that what that is? Because you see all this white foam.
That's fecal matter.
Oh gosh. Yeah, because you that's the white. That's what the white foam is covered up with, or is that what the fecal matter creates?
That's what the fecal matter, when you start going through and it bubbles up and it's rotten, it's breaking down, fermenting, and all that stuff. So they try to clean it. And the sad part is they taking that same fecal matter and putting back on your vegetables in these fields and stuff.
Mm. Well, yeah, that's not good. That's not good, and that's scary. That is so scary when you think about that. But get yourself some water, y'all. Go get you some live alkaline water, or some rainbow water, same water, you know, or some of the other. I guess they have different. Some of your distributors give different names for it. Is that what it is? Yeah. Right. So get you some of the water that comes from Yadkinville, from the natural alkaline spring. So we invite you to do that. Hi there, is that your son?
That's my son trying to work with me. Say you ready to go.
He's ready to go. Oh, we get ready. Well, please give him. Thank him. Thank him for allowing you to share with us for almost an hour. For almost an hour. So I would assume that, you know, you're training him to pick up.
He knows the whole thing. He was born and raised out here.
Okay.
So I taught him from the first.
That's good.
So he knows about the water, about the land, what to look for, what to stay away from. That's what we're supposed to be teaching our children anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be teaching our children all that science.
Is he homeschooled or?
He goes to school. He goes to school, but yeah, he was homeschooled first.
Okay.
So, and when he went to school, they said, "Oh, we got a problem."
So you'd already, which is good. You know, that first 7 years though is so important. Those are the formative years. Formative years. That's when they want to get them and turn them into what they want. So. But so again, thank you so much. And like I said, I apologize. I don't know why we had such an issue with the sound, but I'm glad I had enough juice on my cell phone. I'm looking now.
Yes.
Yeah. So to be able to at least have, so we could hear your voice. And those.
I have to appreciate you for inviting me on.
Yes. I wanted to shout out to Dennis and Deborah Smith for and, you know, Brother Dennis called me and wanted to make sure that I got you on, and they are over the moon, head over heels over your water.
That's my brother and sister. lot
Yeah.
of love.
Well, they look. I've known them for 20 some years. I was their pastor at one point, and so we've been brother and sister for a long time too. So they're good
I know
people.
that's right. I
Like
know
they
that's right.
they're good people. They're good people. So it's good to know that they made a connection like you. So
Yeah.
again, I want to thank you, and I guess we can let you go. And anybody else, I'm leaving that up for a minute so the folks can take down the email address. And I think in the chat I put it's Live Alkaline Water LLC on
Yeah.
Facebook and IG.
Yeah.
And reach out. Like his page and follow what's going on there. Reach out to him, particularly if you are interested in coming to the event on July 2nd. Of course,
Yes.
if you want to come to the event on July 2nd, there is this right here. Go to Heavy Energy, and you need to write that down because it's spelled energy with an I and two E's. So heavyenergy.com if you want to know more about that. And if you're interested even of seeing about obtaining land for your own homestead there, or coming down to be a part of the whole process, then do it via the email. So again, thank you all for your support. Thank you for of course, please mark your calendar for Friday. It's going to be an awesome presentation. But this one has been very informative and very helpful. And I can't wait to get my 5 gallon bottles of water. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for the invite.
All righty. All right. All right.
All right. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings to you.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye. And thank you. Thank you for loaning us your daddy. Okay. Okay, y'all. So, let me see. Let me get you off the phone first. Okay. I have to figure out how to turn the phone for. Well, there we go. You can hang up, and then I think that's the way it'll go off because I can't find the page. Listen, y'all. Thank you so much. Yeah, tune in on Friday. From that noise, y'all. Friday when Grand Sheik will be here, but he will be here with he and Rod Hayes. Thank you so much. Let me see. Thank you. Yeah, I'm always trying to bring y'all information, but today we really just had some technical difficulties. But hey, love you too. Love you too. Love all of y'all. And I don't mean to get tough sometimes, but you know what? Folk keep telling me to do this, do that. I'm like, I've done everything I could to try to make this sound good. But yeah, can't wait for Friday. Yeah, well, you got to. But thank you so much for your um, patience with your patience. Stuff happens. Also, I just want to give a heads up. I'm bringing back open circle gathering soon, and this is just as a response to folks that want to have that conversation about some of the stuff about uh, going, spirituality and so forth like that. I don't know what day it's going to be because I don't even want to do it on a Sunday because I don't want somebody to think it's church because I'm not doing church. An open circle gathering is just going to be a way for us to communicate in areas of spirituality and things that we don't talk about normally. And it'll probably be over there on my Dr. Gia's official channel. Just giving you a heads up. But this Friday, mark your calendar. I think it's already up. The promo's already up for Friday. So mark your calendar. Share the link. Please share the link. Let's have like 10,000 people on the live. No, we could. That would be wonderful. But just make sure that you are here. So really appreciate it. So as usual, as normal, we're gonna leave with my little promo on Chokeberry because that's what I do, y'all. I do Chokeberry. I do Chokeberry. So appreciate you. Thank you for each and every one of you being here to support me. And every time I come on here, I don't know what I would do without you all. I really don't know what I would do without the people that show up every week to hear what it is that either myself or Brand Chic has to say. So just know that you're appreciated. I may not say it enough, but I do appreciate you. So here we go.
Dr. G, inviting you to get your Chokeberry Plus today. It is that amazing berry, high in antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antiviral properties. It supports and balances the blood pressure, the blood sugar, weight, and cholesterol. Yes, you can get a 2-month supply today by texting CB3L to 302-345-0500. That's CB3L to 302-345-0500. And get on the path to wellness today. You'll be glad you did. Dr. G here to introduce you to a product that I have fallen in love with called GN Rooted Botanical Hair Serum. If you have dryness of the scalp, dandruff, hair loss, graying, just needing your scalp moisturized and needing to have your hair grow, you want to try this product. It is completely natural, vegan, has great, even you can see the herbs in the product. You can see it, it's awesome. It is making my hair grow. A lot of hair growth. Haven't had my hair washed in over a month. Don't have the dryness, don't have the dandruff or any of the things I normally have. Even the gray is starting to diminish, the little patches of gray. Get yourself some GN Rooted Botanical Hair Growth Serum by Sister Lisa Carr. I'm going to put the link down so you can get some. You're going to love it. Man, woman, boy, girl, try this product. I love it. I love it.
Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.
Dr. G. Really? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's me.